This is our presentation project called Overplanning and Stress by Ellie, Isabel, Skylar, and Emma. The problems with stress and overplanning. Stress and overplanning have become such a constant struggle in life and society today, whether you're just a first-year student facing the challenges of college or an adult with an overloaded schedule. Overplanning and stress comes from the pressures of having excessive amounts of work and tasks planned daily. When faced with overplanning, we become stressed and then become too distracted to be productive.
How is stress relevant to us as a whole? Stress is something that everyone faces at least once in their lifetime. It's completely and 100% unavoidable. Stress can come along with schoolwork, family life, or in a work setting. Stress to me is a domino effect. It starts off with this little thought that can lead into overplanning and overthinking, which can then lead to late assignments in the school setting and late projects in the work setting, which can lead to failed grades or your demotion or being fired.
Overplanning is relevant to students because it can affect their work. It can also affect their mental state and cause anxiety. Overplanning can get in the way of daily lives for students. It can affect their performance on projects and assignments, and it could lead to them not getting the amount of sleep they need. Overplanning and stress kind of tie in together. Stress can cause society to have anxiety and keep distance from each other. Overplanning in general can just increase stress, but when it comes to society, it can cause them to overthink. It can cause anxiety, worry, and stress. This can affect society because it can affect their social ability to the point where they might not even want to go out.
So how can we solve the problem of stress and overthinking? While there's not a cure for being stressed, there are certain steps that we can do to break us out of these habits. Little things tend to make the biggest differences. In that interview, Leah says that with overplanning, she usually will book up so many things on one day and end up having them to push it onto other days. But this just makes everything crazy and kind of throws off her entire schedule. Therefore, it doesn't make much time for her friends, or a social life at all. Another quote she says is that she also likes to set up her success by doing little things that help her out, whether it's laying down clothes the night before, cooking food for the week, just little things that we can help us push off the stress for a bit.
How might we solve this problem? Part 2. To beat overplanning and stress, this is where we use our essential resources. Essential resources can have such a big effect on the cause of finding your way to eliminate stress and overplanning. By using these resources, we can branch out to find new tactics, get support from peers and staff, create realistic schedules, and keep healthy mindsets. Below, we found a few essential resources that would be very beneficial. Stress and management classes, ASU Adulting 101, Spotify Stress and Overplanning podcast, app resources, YouTube, and Friday workshops.
How we personally deal with overplanning and stress. As people who constantly catch ourselves overplanning and stressing, we thought it would be beneficial to give our own perspective on how we deal with them. Overplanning for us happens on a day-to-day basis, and stress always gets thrown into the mix because of tests, homework, life in general, etc. Ways that we try to avoid them are to talk out our daily plans with someone in order to not think ahead, or even something as simple as playing with our dogs can give us the stress relief we need in order to keep our heads on straight. It is a lot more beneficial for our mental health if we try to take breaks or talk it out, rather than hold it in and continue to go down that dark path. Overplanning and stress are topics that need to be brought to people's attention, and ignoring them will only make things worse. So please take the time to figure out what you need in order to avoid overplanning and stress. Here is our Works Cited page. Thanks for de-stressing with us.